Ah, so
Right.
good. All right. Well, sorry we're a little behind, a little bit late today. And it has been a crazy, awesome season. We started this year, 2024, knowing that we were going to do 12-week years where we treat the 12 weeks like it's a year's time and trying to get as much done as possible to where when we hit the end of the year, we've accomplished a lot, which would be accomplishing a lot in 12 weeks. Because the one thing that I will tell you is that people like Elon Musk really inspire me. They do a lot. They're very resourceful, but they're also crazy, crazy, crazy at hustling and working. Yeah. So the point being is it used to be I'd create a calendar and things with hour long with every hour. And I shrunk it down to 45 minutes and now I've shrunk it down to 30 minutes. Well, when you've got a calendar that's jam-packed and you don't even have time to go and take a poop, the struggle is real. From one appointment to another, and people don't, some are phone appointments, so you have a little more flexibility, but they don't want to hear that toilet.
And now we're 10.
Listen, it is pretty crazy these days. And it's so surreal. Like it's a good problem to have a lot of things going on versus chasing things, being chased, or I don't know. So it's so funny. My schedule is dictated by appointments in my calendar. So this week I woke up on Monday and I looked at my calendar and I had an appointment. And I was like, I just did the appointment. And then I get a message from one of our clients like, hey, what happened to our appointment? I was like, what appointment? I have on my calendar a different appointment. And I realized that I had messed up on their standing appointment and didn't put it in the calendar. So somebody booked it. That's my point. And I just went by what the calendar said. I had an appointment, so I did it, not realizing I was missing another appointment because that wasn't supposed to be an open spot on my calendar. Same thing happened this morning. It's amazing. Anytime my calendar opens up, someone sometimes within minutes or hours will rebook that spot. So I'm realizing because the calendar is so full, I'm going to have to schedule breathing. Does that sound weird? I'm gonna have to schedule on my calendar time to breathe, time to use the restroom. Aren't you glad you came to our Coffee Connect?
I mean, great.
It's epic. All right. I'm slurping now. Sorry. I just realized
He's
this.
really enjoying that cream.
I am.
in his coffee.
All right. Well, so we've got what we do, like we said, for our times, we're kind of talking through things. I have to tell you some breakthrough that I've been experiencing, which has to do with time. Part of why I've shrunk down a lot of my calendar and appointments and things is because I recognize number one, people don't have time anymore. We are battling for people's time. And people's time are consumed by what? Social media. And how does social media get their time? Notifications. So I call it the battle against notifications. It's such a blessing when I go somewhere and I need to have my phone. I put on do not disturb mode. And the beauty of it is, because it's a weird psychological thing too. The beauty of it is all of a sudden my phone just like You can't see any notifications. I'm telling you, if you haven't used that, you need to use it because it's literally like I have so many different notifications that come in from clients and emails and text messaging, group messages for people we help and take and working with and so when I'm wanting to be present with my daughter, my wife, or we're out and I have my happen to have my phone, I have to put on do not disturb mode because it's real. I'm just like you, just like anybody else. If I see a notification, my curiosity gets the best of me and I want to look, even though I'm with someone. So I just turn it on do not disturb. It's like when I'm on a call with a client too, or on a Zoom, I put on do not disturb. Because if I don't do that, my phone starts ringing too in the middle of the Zoom, in the middle of the appointment. So these, but the revelation too has been just time. And the more we shrink time, the faster we get a feedback loop. The more we shrink things, and then it causes us to be more efficient with time. It's not easy and it's not even comfortable. I'll tell you me, the shifting things that most of my appointments are 30 minutes or around 30 minutes has really made me have to be more efficient as well. What do you think?
About what? You shifting your time?
Just shifting of time and trying to be more efficient with time.
I mean, I think it's great to be more efficient with time. I would say then can you be disciplined to, you know, number one, have your time shrunk down to those allocated times, and then also give yourself space for, like you said, breathing, getting water, using the restroom. I mean, having brief conversations with, you know, people you need to outside of your appointments, you know. So it's all fine and dandy until ultimately you're not efficient with time because you're not giving yourself.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good point. So I was trying to be efficient with time. Speaking of time, and I worked a long day. And it was the end of the day, and I was trying to answer messages. And I'll tell you, that's a hard lesson to learn. I was answering messages, and like, I had no, what would you say?
And you had no capacity
No capacity, but also
to hear or speak
I should have never been,
clearly.
I should have never been talking at that time, at that
Well, again,
end of my day
yeah.
and many hours of work. I was just exhausted and it was so obvious. It was painful. And do you know what this beautiful bride of mine did? She made me listen. Look, I was smart enough. Here's the thing that's so interesting because this is all about business today. We're going to try to talk business on this day stuff. And it's real. Like our business is working with people and listening and helping and steering and guiding and working through breakthroughs and it was super crazy. But I at least had the presence of mind to say, will you help me? Are you willing to ask for help in your situations? Because I did. And I know my best. And I know she loves me. Chantel loves me. I know she has she wants what's best for me. And I'm like, I need help with this because I'm just not getting it. Can you help me listen to these messages? I'm sure that I'm missing something. But what I didn't take into consideration that when I listened to the messages, it was because I was so exhausted, I couldn't think straight. I had one eye open kind of thing, and it's almost like in a drunken state, even though I hadn't been drinking. That's the rule, right? You never text or make videos or do anything live when you're drunk, if you didn't know that. Not that I've ever done that, but that's the funny thing that people
Well,
say
let's go there,
when I
right?
was
And they
drunk,
say that when you're tired, it's worse than drunk driving,
right?
right? When you're driving so tired, it's actually more dangerous.
And do you guys
Oh,
understand what makes people really tired too? You get more exhausted the more decisions you have to make.
okay,
That's
that's a side note.
Well, no, that's real because during that day, as I'm making decisions, working with clients, helping them make decisions, that's a part of mentorship and what we do. And I realized at the end of the day, I'm trying to decide how to think, and I am just wrong, way off, like not even close. And this was what was so powerful. I asked for help, first of all. I asked for help, and I just put it out there, vulnerably said, I'm not getting this. And then once I listened to it, I said, "Will can you listen to these messages with me and these transactions back and forth?" And I asked her to turn it off when I started talking. I was like, "It's so painful. Why won't I just shut up?" Like I don't even remember saying these things, but they're so bad. Like it's like one of those things I literally said to the friend and client partner, I said, "Please forgive me. I'm so sorry." And no, it was good. It was really good because she made me listen to him. Do you listen to yourself? And yeah, I was thinking about that, how powerful that was, though, because I was able then to just go contact that client again, that partner, and say, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I had no business. That's what I was. I had no business answering your message that late in the evening at the end of a day. It was my long day for work, but I still had no business doing it. I need to know when enough is enough and that I'm not going to have good answers. Let's put it that way. And I didn't have any good answers at all. But she gave me a ton of wisdom through that. And yeah, it was a good eye opener. And she was a voice of reason and a voice of listen, you idiot. Just listen. You're not listening. And I'm like,
Go
you're
to
right.
bed and listen tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't hear. I wasn't hearing.
Well,
Say you.
and I think that that's part of it,
Mhm.
part of this whole, it's been a bit busy week and your schedule has been jam-packed and, recognizing that, you know, it may be good to create space for breathing and thinking and, you know, uh, so
Well, and this is our opportunity to learn even more for me, the power and importance of even delegation. We have a lot of great team members, and we're in the process of, as a team, working on how we can be more efficient with these things and who's going to do what. So it's good. It's really good. It's a powerful process because we're also then like doing this. We added this to the schedule, but it is part of our process of us communicating and going over things we're doing for work and business and then things we're doing on the ranch. And we're letting you share and letting you see it with us. Um, but I will encourage you about feedback loops and time schedules and investing versus debt. That's been a journey too of recognizing when you are willing in an investment scenario. I was thinking about this because if I if I get if I get some situations with clients or where someone is paying bulk amount up front, right, to get some savings, but then we get the influx, it's almost it does cause me to, man, that's quite an investment, right? To hustle and get results. We've gotten really good results because of it. And it does sometimes it gets fast results, but then the discipline comes to stay the course too then. for them and for us because they get the result. So that's what I'm saying is like the more, in this case, has to do with money, but in the more that's invested, whether it's time and money or whatever it may be, land, or it could be many things, right? The more that's invested at one time, the energy then is more invest returns come, but then it tends to be, so for instance, if a client comes in, okay, I want your 90-day guarantee. I'm going to pay you in full because that's our requirement. They have to obviously pay in full if we're going to get them those results in full in that time frame. So then what happens is we've gotten amazing results where people get the results because we're like, boom, 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 let's go, let's go. And they are willing to hustle, we're hustling, and then bam, the results come. Now it's like, okay, the discipline to continue on after the results, after the reward. That's why the lottery mentality is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you get, you hear about someone makes $1 million or they win the lottery $1 million and they get that lump sum of money and then it's gone before that because they didn't have any kind of discipline of time and learning how to make that $1 million would teach them how to keep it. Okay. So it's the same thing here with these results. So like now what we're trying to balance is, okay, how can we create results up front, but then also create a consistent, not only flow of money and time, but then it creates a faster feedback loop. So we've actually incorporated in some weekly payments from clients. But what's so fascinating is like that is a long-term investment mindset too. And you think, well, why? You're getting paid every week. Well, because it's little bites every week. And I realize that's what it's like in real life. The little things that I do every day and willing to invest a little bit of time, a little 30 minutes a day will change your life. I promise you. Even just 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day. Can you commit just 30 minutes? And I realized like this Coffee Connect, we do spend 30 minutes talking to you about the stuff we're working on. And it's been quite amazing because the same thing, even in understanding that, we're creating this structure now where we allow people to pay weekly. But what that does is it's a weekly, then when I say feedback loop, I want you to understand what that really means is an accountability loop. We get to know and see what we're doing, and they report in because they know they're paying every week. So they're communicating with us weekly. So it's really a fascinating
So I think the whole
process.
purpose of even talking about it, right, is to recognize, what we've adjusted, what we've worked on, over the last couple of years, right? Seeing
Yep.
things that, like Carlos said, when people sometimes, people pay a lump sum, they get the reward, and then, they're like, okay, I'm good, right?
Yep.
And versus recognizing that, if we're working together, we're working, little bit by little bit by little bit, it's a continual and it's a gradual, and it's
Makes
not
it
for all of
long-term.
the clients, right? We do have some extremely diligent clients who, have paid upfront and remain, but those are the 2%ers, right? Those are the percentage of people that have a vision for long term and are willing to do the work consistently. A lot of the population operates a lot from lottery mentality, right? I think that's kind of natural in society
Well, and
currently.
I think it's good. It helps to create the habit
Mm-hmm.
of how to look at things. It's the short term that creates the long term, I think, is what really this is creating with the ability of weekly. Because again, if someone just taps in for a day, or excuse me, for a month, and then they're gone versus, oh, well, if I do it weekly. So it's really a hybrid, and we're cracking the code, like Chantel said, because we actually did a season where we only did the big package.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, we're
That
just
was the only option we had for you.
really desiring to see what is most beneficial for our clients so that we can, really help them at a greater capacity.
So it is fascinating to then start to see that it's always about balance. Always. It's about knowing that it is good to invest heavily so that you'll get focused and get to work, because that's probably been the problem, right? But then you also want to have the little investments too of time and money and efforts that are consistent, that will last forever. Like we create a habit out of it. So it is really fascinating to figure out this hybrid, but we're doing it as we speak. Even like this, we're figuring out we need to be consistent at this. What are we consistent at? Well, we're consistent at drinking coffee. So we'll tie it to our coffee time to talk and communicate and give you the opportunity to see it, but also creating hopefully some value through this coffee connect time. And so let us know. Let us know what you like to hear us talk about and what brings you value and benefits you. Um, yeah, this is work-life balance, baby. We're trying to figure it out.
Awesome.
Anything else?
No,
Right. We will see you.
we got another appointment.
That's right. We got more appointments. Keep us moving. Keep us moving. So also check us out. We'll be releasing a podcast tomorrow, and we're gonna do our best to start releasing podcasts every Friday for you to check out. That will be a little bit more formalized and where we're, you know, interviewing things with different people. So check it out. Epic Your Life podcast. We're gonna go with it. All right. Have a great day. Blessings. We'll see you next time.